Hello there, this is Offensive and welcome back to a new video, a new introduction to CSS. So, we did HTML and now we are on to CSS. I'll be explaining more about CSS in the later upcoming videos, so stay tuned for that. If you're new, please like, comment and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And yeah, let's get right into this video. Okay, so here is the thumbnail that I'll be using for my CSS program and content in the YouTube page. So let's get started. So what is CSS? So CSS stands for Consistent Style Sheets and used to define the style of the web page and also other variations and layout, making sure that it's more consistent and more professional. Unlike HTML, CSS is a way of supporting a website and can be more organized and have a variety because HTML is a part where it structures the whole web page and CSS helps it to create the web page more stunning. So here are the examples of what all the coding language should look like. So first, you have the HTML. We know the HTML is a markup language that's used to maintain the structure. So this is the mainframe structure of the web page where it requires lots of uh, lots of tags within it. So it has the heading, it has the paragraph, and as well as many other things, the footer and navigation bar. So it uses HTML to structure the whole web page. As for CSS, it's now the style of the web page. So CSS helps the web page to be more dynamic, have the better context. Like I said earlier on, CSS is more professional look and has a better mainframe. As for JS, I'll talk JS about it later, but JS is helping to make sure this time the content is more interactive and has that a better dynamic content within the web page. So it's a script where it creates the web page more interactive and more useful for users to interact with. So here are different types of styling in a document CSS. So the first one is inline CSS. So inline CSS helps it to define a single element in the style sheet around a HTML document. So the inline CSS helps it to, so for example, in the inline CSS, you have a header that you want to style the header, but you don't know where to style, but you decided inline CSS can help to style only the header, but not the rest of the HTML page. Then next, we have the internal CSS. So the internal CSS allows you to define a style tag inside the HTML document. But this time, you can style the whole HTML document using the internal CSS. So this is useful for styling the whole HTML document. So let's say you have a style, also you have a HTML document, simultaneously both styling in the same document. But I haven't talked about external CSS. So external CSS defines the form of CSS that is used to style in the HTML document and the CSS together. So let's say in this case you want to create a CSS document and file. This time you need to use CSS tag. For the external CSS, I will look into it later. Here is a HTML document with the paragraph text using header tag and as well as the text using the Lorium Latin text. So let's add the styling of the CSS. So to do this, you then need to link out the style CSS by using inside the head tag. So you use style. If you want to link out the CSS using external CSS, you use the link. CSS, which displays the style sheet, and here's the href tag, which displays the file that you wanted to create. So let's create a file on the folder. So let's do style.css. We'll, we'll do that later. Let's style inside the HTML folder. Let's use the inline CSS. So the inline CSS, we talked this before. So inline CSS allows to style the element text. So we put style here, and you want to style the color. Then let's say you want to style it, let's say blue. Okay, so here's the inline CSS. I style the color, which is blue. Then on the body, let's create a background color. So background color will be antique white. Then let's change the RGB value to slightly more golden color, lighter. Yeah, that's better. So here's the background color using the hexadecimal on the color tab. And also this time let's style the back. So let's style the text using, let's say for example, background color as well to this color here. Okay, this is the color for the RGBA value, and I'll do the same for the rest of the text. There we go. So I style the background color and color of the text, and this is inline CSS. So the external CSS is you style the style text. So you style using the style attribute. So let's style, for example, the h1. So h1 will be align items, center, or text align. That makes sense. Center, text decoration, underline. Cool. Here's the h1 text being styled. I'll change the color slightly a little bit to make it slightly darker. Oh yeah, so here's one problem. So when I'm styling, let's say for example, when you're styling the external CSS, you also have the inline CSS as well being styled as blue. So the problem is when you're styling the inline CSS, it only interferes other elements as well when styling the internal CSS. So I feel like this one here can be useful at times, but mainly if you want to style the CSS, it will be better to actually use the external CSS in here. Now let's say I'll create a new file. So let's say external HTML. Okay, so I created the style sheet link. So let's style the CSS. So let's do text align center, and also text decoration, underline color. Let's make it to blue, then extend the color this time. So we talked about RGB value and as well as hexadecimal. So let's add the font family. So add font family, then that will display the rest of it. Actually, this time let's use font family. I can set it to anything I want. So this one displays font family as well as margin. Okay, let's go to margin to aquamarine. Nice light color. That's a good one. So let's add a div element. So to add a div element, use div. So use div class. So use div all around it. So let's add the div class for closing and the opening tag. So it's a div, the opening and closing div as well, because we talked about div tasks, but then this time let's use it for the CSS styling. Let's add a class, example paragraph 1 p1. So I'll say p1, then class, let's say p2, then class p4, and so forth. So it's p1, p2, p3, p4 being added in the class, and let's style the paragraph. So p1. So to do this, use .p1 tag because you create a style in the external CSS. So what this means is the div class will allow you to specialize the styling that you wanted, and the class is where you want to style missing bits of the document. So there's, for example, you can style the paragraph, the heading, the body, everything that you need to implement and amplify in towards the file. So let's add a background color again. Let's use a different color, say beige. So let's style the p1 tag as well as the p2, the rest of the p2, and p3, p4. So 3 and 4. Okay, so let's edit the div class, div tags. So let's edit real quick. So this one has been edited. This is the p4 tag as well. Perspective. So let's break the text. And then okay, cool. Now then, okay, with that tag here, and the p2 tag. Okay, and also let's break the text as well. It's clearer. Yep. And it'll be the same as here. So div break the text, div break the text. Cool. Now, okay, so I implemented the background color and as well to Alice blue and P2 as well. I can change a different color, slightly different, darker, and another color and another and a different color. So let's make it a bit slightly greener. And also I can change the text as well. So the text. So text color, so text to color will be white, blue. As you can keep it to black, color will be this color, and the rest of the color. So now here's the text being displayed with different colors in each of the div class. And yeah, this is how you display the div class in the external CSS. If you want to see more CSS content, please let me know down in the comment section below. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, turn your notification bell so you don't miss a video. I'll be uploading more CSS content eventually in upcoming content, so stay tuned for that. This is your voice of First Insight. I'm out. Peace.